going, honey? Don't you want to take a walk with me? What's that, fella? You think I'm pretty in the circle, huh? What's that?
Don't fight the inevitable. Run out of oxygen. Just
Yes, I'm not better.
station. Then, head back to Langford's lab and put the whole witch's brew in the mister. That should clear this fog right up.
See the flowers we are raising.
You're crawling! You're sick!
invent. I'm guessing you're the proud papa of a brand new Lazarus Vector. Now drop the Vector into a gadget called the Central Misting Control. Then we'll be cooking with gas.
It seems Julie's death didn't provide a clear enough lesson to you. Perhaps this will suffice.
Ryan's got your number. No doubt he'll be sending company. Best to head back to the lab entrance and seal her up. Might be the only way to keep the splicers out. I sent you a wee package through the pneumo. Not much, but every little bit counts. Did you get that door closed? Good. That should buy some time.
Mix up good! Parasite! Come on already!
Oh, Christ! Here they come!
Wasting my time, you horrid monster! Even run! I need it now! Get the standard procedure!
All your time is good for.
Someone get them! Okay! Fine! You'll be back! No, buddy! That typical behavior for someone with your concern!
For Christ's sake, how long is that damn Vector gonna take to cook?
Isn't there anything in this damn place those pagans won't steal? Paper towels, ink pots, witch hazel, chlorophyll switches, even my back issues of National Geographic. They're feathering their disgusting little shrines with it, I suppose. Sick bastard.
all. Somebody get in here now! Show Ryan and all of you.
A little lesson.
Parasite welfare hound. I've got nothing for you.
I don't care where she's going.
What was that? Is the vector ready? What are you waiting for? Hit the damn switch!
Welcome to the Circus of Value. Come back when you get some money, buddy. Come back when you get some money, buddy.
Uncivil, uncouth, uncultivated.
Well done, lad. Take a deep breath and enjoy it. Then head over to Rolling Hills and get the bathysphere. Next stop is Ryan's house. It's time for blood.
Why are you so resistant to the traditional methods of separating a man from his soul? You're not CIA, are you? You belong to Atlas, the one roach I can't seem to exterminate. Don't worry, I just need time.
You're almost there. The sphere to Ryan is up on ahead. Ryan's handed the keys to Fort Frolic over to a guy named Sander Cohen. Cohen's an artist, says some. He's a Section 8, says I. I've seen all kinds of cutthroats, freaks, and hard cases in my life.
Oh, what is that doggy
Real
in the
lunatic.
doggy in the doggy in the
Psychopath.
Believe me when I tell you, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
That's better. Atlas Ryan. Atlas Ryan. Da 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 da. Time was, you could get something decent on the radio. The artist has a duty to seduce the ear and delight the spirit. So say goodbye to those two blowhards, and hello to an evening with Sander Cohen. No, I haven't seen a sign of real life down here in months. Let's see if you're just another Johnny-come-lately, or maybe something more delicious.
Look back! You're only making me happy. Come on! I told you! Come on! Back to the books, the guy who wants everywhere! I've been waiting for a long time now. I was just getting warmed up. You're only making it hard for the smoke. You're only making it hard. Come back! Don't run! I didn't mean anything by it! You want another?
Die, you!
Don't run! They always run!
Are yokels and rulers. Where are my mats? Come in! Come in! Sander Cohen awaits you at the Fleet Hall. frolic. No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist, yes, the artist knows there is richer earth to till. For example, I test you, little moth, but for a reason. I test all my disciples. Some shine like galaxies, and some burn like a moth at the flame. Come now, into my home. Possibly think I would meet with my public now, when I'm preparing? Unbelievable. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Presto! Presto! No, no!
I'm trying. Please.
Once again, young Fitzpatrick. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! No!
Oh, God, you sick fuck, let me out of there!
Come down now, little moth. Life, death. The burden of the artist is to capture. See young Fitzpatrick here on the stage. Use your camera. Take him as he is now, so I may remember him. What are you waiting for? Fitzpatrick can't hold that pose forever! And now you've got Fitzpatrick caught in his moment of glory. It seems you've got the eye of the shutterbug, little moth. Now, head to the atrium and place his photograph in my masterpiece. And so our collaboration commences. I know why you've come, little moth. You've your own canvas, one you'll paint with the blood of a man I once loved. Yes, I'll send you to Ryan. But first, you must be part of my masterpiece. Go to the atrium. Hurry now. My muse is a fickle bitch with a very short attention span. Do you see it? When I am dust, this is what they'll point to. My quad tick. My masterpiece. Go ahead. Don't be afraid. Touch it. There's Fitzpatrick, freed of his own kinks and defects. And here's the glorious news. This is just the moment of conception. Out in this place, there are 3 men, all former disciples of mine, all connected by a common thread: betrayal. Find them, little moth, and immortalize their mortality in my quad tick. Go. Once they've been sent to their reward, you shall go to yours, and to Ryan. Poseidon Plaza is now open.
Welcome to the Circus of
Allow
Value!
me to draw back the curtain.
I can see your breath. Guess the old grape finally sent someone. Son of a bitch. Left me to freeze. I've got a pose all picked out for you. I didn't hear that.
That was bracing. Take a photo of him and place it in the quad tick. I'm feeling full, like an expectant mama. Yes! Now put the picture in the frame. Let's see what we've got here. It's coming together. But there will always be doubters. You don't doubt. I could never stomach doubters.
Hurry, Mr. B. Look, Mr. Bubbles. What's that, fella? You think I'm prettier than Garbo, huh?
Come on! I just want to talk to somebody! Don't run! Always run! Come on!
A rapture reminder. We all have.
Thanks, Mr. Douglas.
Kill your cravings with the circus of value. Kill your cravings with the circus of...
Don't fucking judge me! Fresh air and save up to see Steinman. Ladies will be... dog! But I sent her flowers every day. And she always sent them back. You call that gratitude? I just want some. Yeah! You Cohen's messenger boy! I got something for that, bro. My kid sugar. bad person! Where are you going, son of a bitch? Son of a bitch! Spit on your grave!
A rapture reminder. We all have bills to pay, and the temptation to break curfew to make a little extra. Stay on the level.
He was a nasty one. And my favorite. But I think I like him better this way. Take his damn photo. Chop, chop. You flutter all around the fort, taking life as you go. You're not a moth. You're an angel. I've never painted an angel. Maybe I should.
I heard that.
Atlas is a friend of the parasite. Don't be a friend of Atlas.
Sorry, let me try again. Ah! Don't run! No, no, no!
What's that, look? Judged by you? By anyone? Screw you! Screw all you fucking doubters! Here's what I say to all of you! I'm sorry for that outburst. You'll have to forgive an old fool his artistic temperament. The birth is so close now. The labor pains can blur the judgment and drive the passions of even the finest spirits.
Your cousin? I don't give a shit. Pardon? Call the cops on me?
What? Starting to stop! Fontaine had something to do with it. What are you doing? No, don't, please. I loved you, don't, please, no!
How about some fucking service around here? Who does he think he is? Kill you!
Vigorous. Get the photo before it completely dries out.
Oh, Mr. Cohen.
Friend of the parasite. Don't be a friend of Atlas.
It is accomplished!
Rapture is filled corner to corner with detail and history, and the cast of characters that occupy this world are no less dynamic. Every splicer, every level boss has a story. In many ways, these characters are a reflection of their environment, and their environment a reflection of their character. Let's talk about some of the characters in BioShock. There's so many that fans love, and there are many Wikia pages about them. You know, one thing that I think a lot of fans may not realize is you were telling stories with these characters, a decade ago. And technology today, as we saw in, a game like Infinite, you can do amazing things with facial expressions and storytelling. Conveying that emotion that you did 10 years ago with limited technology was challenging. How hard was it back in the day to sort of, convey story in engine?
We had such a small team that, we had to show Tenenbaum or Atlas. They were just splicer models, right?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Tenenbaum was Ladysmith, which is, there's a reason that she's in shadow behind glass, and it's not to be dramatic. It's because we couldn't afford to build another...
Really?
Yeah.
So just something as simple as that, like you couldn't afford to build a model.
We didn't have the... Yeah, we
didn't have the...
We had a few character models in the game. There's, maybe 8 or 9 character models?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're like, oh, we'll put her in silhouette behind a light, and people think it's noir.
And so much of it was driven by the voice performance, I feel like, too, because, it all had to... It was like a radio play in many ways still.
Yeah, we had some really good actors, and I was able to spend a lot of time with them, and the fact that I could write the stuff, direct it, and then rewrite in the room, and the fact that we had actors who were, for whatever reason, I wasn't even in the same room as them. I was on a speakerphone.
Right.
They were in a studio in New York or LA or something. I don't think I met any of them.
Really? None of the actors in BioShock you ever met in person when you were making the game?
Maybe since, but at the time I hadn't met a single one of them. Except maybe a couple people I played the Circus of Hours thing. Nate Wells played the Jack on the plane. A couple of people in the studio. It was community theater, in terms of the tech and the sort of time we had for it. But the actors were, we had some exceptional actors.
I will say, as doing animation on that game, that you can hide bad animation behind really good audio, and it makes the animation look better. We didn't have a tech animator. It was me. I'd never rigged characters before, and now I'm rigging characters, trying to figure out how, to get all of these characters out to the animation team. So we're very limited when it came to animation tools.
Yeah,
Since apologize to my animators.
No, but you did the big... for your first game that you rigged the Big Daddy, which is, it's not an easy character to rig.
It was, we figured it out, but the tools that we had on Infinite were not the tools that we had on BioShock. So we figured out what we could do and what we could do well, and tried to hide, kind of, put into the darkness the things that we knew we couldn't do very well. And having voice actors of that caliber that can bring those characters to life, you tend to fill in the blanks.
So tell me, friend, which one of the bitches sent you? The KGB wolf or the CIA jackal? Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't the giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle.
And you did get to revisit Rapture in the DLC for Infinite, and with today's technology, or technology from a few years ago, I'm sure it was liberating for you guys in some ways to be able to use that tech to bring the environment and also characters to life. What was that experience like for you guys to go back and sort of revisit Rapture?
It was liberating because we got to revisit it, but we also, I think when we started, thought we'd be able to go reuse some of the old assets, and they just didn't hold up anymore compared to the Infinite assets. So we basically had to rebuild, not just rebuild everything from scratch, we had to reimagine it from scratch because, we had the ability to make it look grander and bigger, but still feel like exactly like Rapture. It is a different kind of, we're making a different kind of experience than BioShock 1, so it was tricky to make it feel like it was the same kind of game. Because it wasn't, the first one was sort of an action game, the second one was really a stealth game. The Barrel Sea Part 2 was really a stealth game, and you're really telling the story of Elizabeth throughout those things. Yeah. So it was a different lens, but it was also cool because it allowed me to make the whole story about Elizabeth, to have her be central to the franchise from the very beginning, and she was always, she became the heart of it to me, and to have her, it was really exciting for me to make her, her heroism be something that set the events of BioShock into motion, which eventually, saves all the little sisters. That was really gratifying, a nice way to tie the whole thing up for me.
And you probably didn't have that idea 10 years ago, right? You had to retrofit it all?
I have no idea.
He has a letter that he's addressed to himself that's 10 years old. But, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, for me, it was a nice way for me to say goodbye to BioShock and BioShock Infinite, because those two worlds together. You don't realize, or I don't think the audience realizes how much time you spend with these characters, trying to get them out and polished and into the world. And it was a good opportunity, I think, as a game developer to kind of have that little coda at the end where you're like, okay, I get to. Now I'm ready to move on to the next thing. I've had a nice, break. Like let's seal this off, and now I'm on to the next thing.
And it was like 12 years of our lives too. Between the very beginning of it, and it was a long time.
Well, I mean, so my daughter, who is 16 now, I did a lot of filming of her when she was 6 as a little sister.
Wow.
And this was not mocap, I was just running around the office. And I'm like trying to be like, now trip over the thing and pretend you die. Or like, trying to not
Drink
traumatize a 6-year-old. Yeah, pretend you're drinking something, and and I never showed her the actual game until much later. But she, on BSI, I put her in a mocap suit and actually used her for the little sister in Paris that's running after the balloon. So that was kind of, for me, like a nice
way to connect it all together. Were there any characters on the original game that you found hardest to write? I mean, you mentioned recasting Atlas, things like that, but was there a character that was the most challenging for you, Ken?
Well, Atlas, because he was basically written completely twice. That was very, very tough, and I was very happy about the original character, and I thought I'd really done something great. And then we showed it to people, and they just hated it, and they didn't trust him. And if they didn't trust him, we were screwed. And so it was tough, because we, after having gone through all the recordings, actually, I had to let the actor go. It's no fault of his own, right? It was on us. He had invested in it, tell him that it wasn't going to happen, and rewrite it from scratch. That was hard, and that was tough. And then after I finished it, I had a debate with somebody on the team who felt the accent was really, really phony. And we had an English person on the team, and he felt the accent was really phony. So at the last minute, we basically ended up doing a focus test in Ireland. To see if people bought the accent, because the actor playing Atlas was Irish, but he was from a different part of Ireland, so he was playing a different kind of Irish accent. I don't think he was from Dublin, and Atlas sort of had a Dublin accent. And so at the last minute, I thought I was going to have to do it again.
Oh, wow.
And fortunately, the focus test came back, and people loved it.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive.
And a lot of the villains in the game felt like they were, very much tied to certain levels. And this was, you were still in an environment of levels with BioShock, right? It wasn't just a big open world. Did that all sort of get designed together? It's like, here's the best villain that's going to fit to this environment and this theme of, this area?
Some of them work better than others. I mean, I think obviously Steinman and especially Sandra Cohen really, I think, dominate in terms of the level boss.
They are their levels. Yeah.
They are the levels, and some of the characters didn't hold up as well, I don't think, on the writing side. The fun thing about the characters at work, like Simon, where he had all those little displays with the scissors and the tech, that was stuff the art team came up with to support that character. And obviously Sandra Cohen, in that level, I had this idea for this character, and as this artist, and taking Andrew Ryan's thinking to the extreme, through a lens of art, was really fun. They really, in a lot of ways, they're sort of like more like Batman villains than they are like actual, real world villains. That they all have the Joker cares far more about the humor and the dark humor that he has, and the Riddler cares more about the riddles than he actually does about money. The money, the crime is this afterthought. It's the philosophy. And so these characters have a lot in common with, and there's probably a lot of inspiration taken from sort of characters like the Joker in terms of a guy like any of the characters in BioShock, because they were really driven by their ideology, but their ideology is a mask for their sense of selves, right? This stuff is really, Cohen knows he's a hack, and he doesn't want to, he can't admit that to himself, so he has to wrap himself in all this nonsense, because the last thing he could ever do is look in the mirror and say, I'm not much of an artist.
No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist, yes, The artist knows there is richer earth to till.
Flounder out with I didn't mean to hurt anyone!
And glory.
Porcelain statue! Your sister! Yeah! He's parking!
kindly leg it over to the sphere and get on down to Hephaestus. It's time to settle up with Ryan.
You gotta be rich down here to meet a lady. How nice you are.
My journey to Rapture.
Watch yourself. Ryan's stirring. We best keep to our knitting. It's time to either run the table or go home empty. Ryan's got the genetic key to Rapture. We get that from him, and we get out of this hellhole. We don't, then you and I are ghosts. Now, would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch? It's time to finish this.
I see Cohen's lost his touch. If you know his rest. I used to believe in the struggle. Now, he rots in that Neverland, waiting for someone to come and tell him he's still got it. I suppose that's why he let you live.
You speak!
You can taste it, can't you? Andrew Ryan.